Alrighty guys, we're back for some Rowan Ramp, and this is a Wilds of Eldraine standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Also, we do get that Discord link as well as that Patreon link down in the description if you're interested in joining either of those up. Speaking of the Patreon, this was a patron suggestion, so thank you so much for the suggestion. It's gonna be a fun one. It was essentially to play Rowan, Scion of War with a bunch of pain lands, so that's what we got packed in. We got 3 Rowans. This is a 3 mana, 4/2, Rockin' Menace. It is a legendary creature, of course. You can tap this. Spells you cast this turn that are black and or red cost X less to cast, where X is the amount of life you lost this turn. Activate only as a sorcery, so that can be pretty incredible ramp, huh? So the pain lands we got packed in here is the river, the reef, and the springs, all ready to ping some damage to our face and hopefully help us cast out some beefy creatures early on, huh? So what does our top end look like? Well, we have a single Lord Xander in here, a couple Etalis, of course. We have a couple Virtue of Persistence, also doubling as removal for 2 mana at sorcery speed. Also, the life gain on that sorcery speed adventure is going to be pretty significant since we probably are going to be taking a ton of damage from those pain lands, right? Also have a 1 of Toxrill the Corrosive here. A super underplayed top-end creature, dude. I'll tell you what, Toxrill has always been amazing for me in like Reanimator decks and everything. Anyways, we have a couple of Breach the Multiverse in here too. Yep, solid one to ramp into for sure. What else do we got packed in? Well, we need more early removal for sure, so we have all 3 Go for the Throats. Also opting for more life gain with March of the Wretched Sorrow. We have 3 of these as well. Some more early ramp with cards like Collector's Vault. This is a 2 mana artifact for 2. You can tap this, draw a card, then discard a card. Create a treasure token. Nice. Collector's Vault is pretty awesome. I think this is the first time I'm getting a chance to actually play with it. We actually don't mind sending some of our top end creatures and stuff to the grave either, since maybe we can eventually bring them back with like Virtue of Persistence. We have a couple other ways to bring cards back too, which we'll go over in a second. Also Breach the Multiverse that we went over too, right? But Collector's Vault, another thing to note with this, if you have like the first couple turns of pain lands, then at the very least on turn 2, you can actually play Collector's Vault without taking any damage from those pain lands, so that'll be nice, right? We have a single Lord Skitter Sewer King. Honestly, I kind of just wanted another 3 mana creature, and I didn't really see too much else, but I definitely wanted something else in here, and this actually generates rat tokens, which really could come in handy with one of the cards that I'll go over in just a second. We have 3 Phyrexian Arenas as well, so 3 mana enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. You draw a card, then lose 1 life, which of course works with the Rowan. Keeping our hand nice and stocked is going to be huge as well. Being an enchantment also matters in this deck too, so we have the Apprentice's Folly here. This is a 4 mana enchantment saga for the first 2 chapters. You choose target non-token creature you control that doesn't have the same name as a token you control. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary, is a reflection in addition to its other types, and it has haste as well. And then on chapter 3, you sacrifice all reflections you control. So this could be super interesting to like copy that Rowan, and now you have 2 of them to activate that ability and maybe ramp even further with it. Or I don't even know at that point, if you're tapping down 2 Rowans, then you could probably like spam out your entire hand at that point, you know what I mean? But Apprentice's Folly, we just have so many terrific cards to copy with this. The fact that it doesn't have legendary anymore is kind of insane. Even just copying the Lord Skitter could be really cool and spam out a lot more rats in that sense, right? So it has to be a card that doesn't have the same name as a token you control though, so having multiple creatures would be better when you actually play the Apprentice's Folly, right? Also, copying literally anything on our top end would be disgusting beyond belief, right? Including like Sheoldred here. We have 3 Sheoldreds. Yep, life gain on this is going to be huge. Just a terrific creature in general. I don't think we have to justify this one, huh? Got a couple Sulfurous the Tainted. We don't get to see this one too often. This is a 5 mana, 5/5 legendary creature. At the beginning of your end step, you choose one that hasn't been chosen. So you can either draw a card, or have each opponent lose 2 life, you gain 2 life, or have Sol'kanar deal 3 damage to up to 1 other target creature or planeswalker. So that could also double as removal, that's nice. And then the final one is exile Sol'kanar, then return it to the battlefield under an opponent's control. Hopefully we're winning before we actually have to give the Sol'kanar to an opponent. Something cool about this, though, is if you copy the Sol'kanar with the Apprentice's Folly, at the very least, then the token is going to be sacrificing itself anyways before the token is given to the opponent, so that's pretty cool, right? So we have a single Lich Knight's Conquest here. This is a 5 mana, sorcery speed, sacrifice any number of artifacts, enchantments, and or tokens. So essentially like bargain, right? Return that many creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh my goodness, even if this just hits 2 creatures, that is disgusting beyond belief, right? So I'm super interested to see how much this actually does today. So some cards that we have in here that we can sacrifice to this, right? Apprentice's Folly. Maybe you can sacrifice this before you have to sacrifice your reflections, right? Maybe the Phyrexian Arenas are just doing too much damage to your face. Maybe you got 2 of them out there and you're sweating. You could sacrifice a couple enchantments to that Lich Knight's Conquest and bring back some creatures. Sounds fine and dandy, huh? And then, of course, Collector's Vault generating the treasures you can sacrifice. Collector's Vault also being an artifact you can sacrifice. And then the tokens on the Lord Skitter, the rat tokens you can also sacrifice. So a lot of different options for the Lich Knight's Conquest. Also, like the Virtue of Persistence is an enchantment, but you really would not want to sacrifice that by any means. Maybe I should have put 2 of these in here. Oh well, hopefully we'll see this one of today, huh? Okay, the rest of the mana base I thought about for a little bit. We do have a little bit of life gain tap lands in here because, yeah, life goes a long way. And then also I wanted just more cards that could tap down for black sources. Since we have double black in Sheoldred, a double black in Phyrexian Arena, double black in Virtue of Persistence, double black in Toxrill, double black in Breach the Multiverse as well. And if you're making all these cost less with Rowan, and you want to be able to play like multiple of them out on the same turn, you might need like 4 black sources on the same turn often. Yeah, if you're actually successfully tapping down Rowan, right? So yeah, a lot of different dual land. Of course, Crucible, Abandoned Mire, also a Soaring City here, heavily leaning towards the swamps because that's what the deck is leaning towards. 26 total land should be fine and dandy, so even if we don't find a lot of our ramp pieces eventually, we're going to have a ton of land on the board anyways, so. Some honorable mentions, guys. Thought about Gixian Puppeteer for this one, just didn't make the cut. I do think Sheoldred's going to be a little bit better, even though Gixian Puppeteer could cost a little less off the Rowan, so that could be, well, yeah, honorable mention for a reason, right? Also, the bottom ability could help you, like, bring back a Rowan from the grave, since it's going to have a huge target on its back, too, but thought about the end. I think just early removal with Go for the Throat and stuff is just going to be a little bit better. And then it would be another card that has double black in the casting cost too. So who knows how greedy this deck is already going to be, you know? Thought about Phyrexian Fleshgorger, but Rowan does read spells you cast this turn that are black and or red cost X less to cast. So that would only affect the prototype side of Fleshgorger, unfortunately, because the 7 mana side is just colorless, so. Thought about Shadow of Mortality, could be a cool addition, and thought about a Cut of the Prophets. Also could be a really neat addition, right? Okay, guys, is that everything? Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, guys, we'll see if we can get right into that first match here. There was an update today, and what am I expecting from the build? Well, hold on. This is actually going to take an extra second, it looks like, probably from that update. Oh, okay, there we go. Now we're fine, we're fine. I was going to pause the recording, but anyways, what am I expecting from the build? I think it's going to be really cool. I think, like, I don't even want to say I'm expecting jank. I think this is going to be a really neat deck. Opponent goes first. Yeah, this is a fine hand. I don't think this is a mulligan. A ton of land. Got Collector's Vault ready for next turn. Yeah, we'll wait on the Dismal Backwater. Hopefully. Hopefully Collector's Vault lands. Let's give it a shot here, I guess. It's not like a terrible counter spell. Like, if they make Disappear Collector's Vault, we have a chance of maybe landing something a little bigger. A few turns later. It is going to be a Make Disappear. Okie dokies. Well, we have all the mana we need for many, many turns, so let's hope we don't draw more off the top here. Although if the opponent's going to play very slow like this, we wouldn't really mind whatever we draw until we get to this top end, you know what I mean? Okay, we'll get the backwater down, keep 2 open. Maybe we'll scare them, make them think we have a Make Disappear, you know? No flash creature or anything. Not fairies yet. Liliana. Oh, what do I start discarding here? What do I start discarding?
Drop it.
Probably some of the land, right? I don't know why my speakers are so loud, guys. Hopefully that's not getting picked up over there. Hold on, let me turn these down real quick. Or maybe I should check my audio. 1 second, opponent. I'm sorry. Now audio looks good. Okay. Anyways, where am I? Apprentice's Folly. Oh, Rowan. Oh, nice, dude. Nice. All right, we'll get more Pain land down. This should land. Oh, they have the Liliana over there, guys. What am I doing? They have the -2 of the Liliana. I look away for 1 second and I don't understand the board state anymore. Well, the -2 on the Liliana isn't too bad. It'll be easier to kill with the March of the Wretched Sorrow when it comes time. Sheoldred's Edict anyways, okay. Okay, I mean, either way, yeah, in a deck like this, the Rowan was going to be really hard to stick on the board, so I'd say overall we don't get too punished there. Trespasser, okay. That's going to be a pain in the butt for sure. Our biggest hope is landing that Breach when it comes time. Okay, yeah. Another Sulfurous Springs. Apprentice's Folly not doing anything since we don't have any creatures on the board. They decide not to plus the Liliana because they wanted to keep whatever card was left in hand. Maybe we take out that Liliana now. Go 4. I don't want to take out Trespasser. They're tapped out, so... Submit 0. We should probably take out this Liliana. That way it's not like a threat that's just looming over us this entire time, you know what I mean? Like, it would have easily taken care of that Rowan out if they didn't have that Edict. Trespasser, gobbling up the grave. Luckily, we don't have any of our top end in there anyways. Switching it to Knight. Go for the throat. Nice. It's too bad we'd have to discard for Glutton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can play Folly and keep Go for the throat open, but Folly's the discard for the Glutton, so... If we even want to do that. Because we're still at 21, so it's not like we're in immediate danger here. I would love to see a land off the top because, yeah, I ended up discarding that swamp to that first Liliana. Oh no. Well, I'm assuming this is going to be the plus, which means we won't have... I definitely don't want to get rid of Breach the Multiverse here by any means. I don't want to get rid of Go for the Throat, even though this is really hard to target. They might still get something else worthwhile. Yep, definitely the Folly. It's not doing anything here. Come on, land off the top would be huge, dude. They do have 2 mana open, unfortunately, and 1 card in hand, so... We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, land off the top would be huge. 26 in here, so it's not... Yeah, we might actually have a good chance of seeing it, huh? Alright, my turn. Sol'kanar, that's pretty good, but they got the -2 on the Liliana. So we'd have to go the 3 damage to... Well, let's see if it lands first. I don't like this. It's hanging over there, guys. It could just be spot removal, too. It is going to be spot removal, it looks like. Sheoldred's Edict number 2. Oh, no. The plus on Liliana again. We're going to have to get rid of Go for the Throat and just put all of our money on that Breach the Multiverse, dude. All right, go for the throat.
I'm tired of
That glutton is starting to hurt for sure. Oh, look at around our little avatars, guys. We have like a little fall theme or something going on there. Xander. Oh no, that's another 7 mana card. Come on, guys. We gotta put everything on that breach. +1. Yep. And they're gobbling it all up with the glutton. We have a couple more turns here to see that land. Luckily, yeah, the opponent has nothing in hand. But they have the -6 on the Liliana, so... Okay, we better do this on our turn, right? This is good life gain. Huh. Yeah, right. No, we can't. We can't, guys. Because then they go +1 on Liliana, we lose that breach. But, like, that's our only hope for this game. Oh, no. Okay. We're about to lose half of our lands, though. I think it's over, guys. I think it's... I guess we should... I guess the only hope there... Okay, they go +1. Okay. All right, one more turn to see that land. Come on, 7th land. What's rough about this is we technically did see the 7th, you know what I mean? And then the early counter on the extra ramp with the Collector's Vault and everything was actually terrific for them. GG opponent. Phyrexian Arena, they can successfully go -6 now without worrying. So I'm assuming we're not going to lose the breach, but we ended up dying to the Glutton's attacks anyways. GG opponent, GG. Of course, they want to still play this out because they don't know what's in hand, and I don't know what would disrupt them for 3 mana. But I know one thing, I would still completely play it out. Separates all permanent target player controls into 2 piles, and then we choose one and we get to keep that pile, right? So we'll keep the 4 lands. Or which one did I select? Oh, I see. We select the one that we want to sacrifice. It didn't matter either way, but yeah. That would be something that if we were surviving the turn, I would have made sure double check Reddit 3 times. Yeah, GG opponent. That was rough, dude. That was a rough time. Hopefully, we don't run into another brutal deck like that. Early on, definitely could have played things out a little bit better. I don't think holding that Rowan back would have done too much. Either way, we were still going to struggle with that first Liliana. And either way, eventually the Sheoldred's Edict was going to drop. Best bet there was just hoping that they didn't have spot removal for that Sul'kanar. And then that Sol'kanar surviving could have been huge for us, man. Also, of course, seeing the 7th to play for the Breach could have completely turned that game around too. Uh-oh. No black source in hand, guys. This is a mulligan. And we go first here. Ugh, no blue source, but this is better. I think we should keep the 6 and send the Apprentice's Folly, right? I think that's totally fine. Contains Xander's Lounge. Good draw. I'm not even going to hold that go for the throw open. I want to make sure I can get Arena down next turn when it comes time. Passing it back. Bro, is this going to be mono white mid-range then? No blue, we can actually play our cards, guys. Oh my goodness. We can get stuff onto the board this game. Yeah, mono white mid-range. Ooh, buddy, yeah. All right. We got to go a little bit faster. Just a little bit, though. We're still a mid-range deck through and through, so we should be able to keep up once we get the engine rolling, but... Virtue. Huh. Okay. I guess we might as well take care of this, right? And then we'll eventually play the Virtue of Persistence when it comes time. Drawing 2 cards off of Arena, we're going to find our 4th eventually here. Go for the throat. Oh my goodness, guys. Guys. What on earth, man? Okay, 26 mana in the deck. We have 3 of them. There's 48 cards remaining. We have a really good chance. I'm going to take care of this on our turn while they're tapped out. You never know, dude. You never know. Some of these decks might be rocking some form of protection. Taking care of Sarah Paragon while we can is totally fine. Restoration, grab a land. Opponent, send that land over here, buddy. I need that real quick. Okay, two cards with the arena. Rowan. Hey, Xander's Lounge. All right. 2 planes open. Probably spot removal, but worth a shot? I'd say so. Get that Rowan down here. Goodbye, Rowan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, Fateful Absence or something here. Yep, Fateful Absence. At least we get the investigation. That extra draw while the Sheoldred's on the board could be huge, and we have double Sheoldred, so at least after the first one gets spot removed, we have that second one, right? So we saw all 3 go for the throats this game, huh? We saw a lot of our removal. I'm glad we got this Phyrexian Arena down early, dude. This could be huge for us, man. Keeping up pace with mono white mid-range. Brings back the farm hand that we sent there. 6 mana. Eternal Wanderer. Oh, buddy. 2/2. Apprentice's Folly. More land. Okay, there we go. There we go. We really need to see land every turn for a little while here, so we can start doing multiple things. Like, we don't even have the X's 5 on March unless we get rid of something else. I'd like to get rid of that Eternal Wanderer, but it might just be Sheoldred for the turn, guys. Let them keep their stuff. They have, like, this top exile, though, so maybe we do. Maybe we do have to take care of that. I don't know how I feel about this, but we're going to go X's 6 for maximum life gain. Get rid of one of the go for the throats, I guess, because I still want the double... Sheoldred, because I don't think the first one's going to survive. They're probably... Both of them are probably going to end up dying, but we have double the chance of one of them sticking, right? And then maybe we'll copy one with the Apprentice's Folly, too. Yeah, if we played anything else that turn, they could have just continuously plussed the Eternal Wanderer for a while, or for that matter, kept spamming the 0, too. And just kept getting more 2/2s. Back down to 16. They're going to activate the Roadside Reliquary, restock their hand. Luckily, yeah, we're gaining a lot from these marches. Yes, more land. Yes, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Soaring City is a great one to keep in hand, too. Go for the throw on the Architect could be fine. They only have 1 planes. We're going to keep the march for something else at some point. We also have the clue if we want to gain off of that instead of killing the march, but I'm pretty sure we want to kill the march before they swing so they don't go even more wide here. This is very much like a wedding announcement style mono white too, so they haven't seen any of the wedding announcements yet. Oh, no instant speed spot removal for that Sheoldred. Oh, yep, sorcery speed, there it is. Okay. So luckily we're gaining life. That is pretty good for us, dude. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, we take care of that Architect before the swing. I'd say that's the biggest one to hit. Keeping up pace a little bit, but we're taking big damage, dude. We'll gain a bunch back with this other march, too. Gonna draw 1 here. Wait. They don't draw anything because they don't have an enchantment. Or an artifact, yeah. Uh-oh. Maybe they sacrificed it for fun? Maybe. Yeah, getting the other Sheoldred down with the clue, there's no guarantee that that Sheoldred survives. We might just want to use that March of the Wretched Sorrow. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. We got the Breach. We got the 7. Do we just do the Breach, or do we play this out a little bit slower? attempt the Sulfurous. If we go Sulfurous, it could get spot removed right away, and we might be in trouble. All right. Breach the Multiverse. Opponent doesn't have blue over there, guys, so it actually is just gonna land here. What's in my grave? Oh, there's this. Oh, Lord Xander. Oh, my. Okay, well, I'm gonna go Lord Xander. Sol'kanar is good, but that's a 7-mana card I don't mind hitting. Elspeth Resplendent. Eternal Wanderer is probably the grab. Oh, yeah, that was just chilling in the grave already, wasn't it? Discard half their hand, which is brutal stuff, man. Eternal Wanderer, we could go 0 on the Samurai. But we're probably... maybe... Or I mean, +1 on the Samurai, sorry, yeah. +1 to exile that. Or we could create our own Samurai, too. I don't really know. I guess exiling their Samurai might be a little better, right? That way, if they find something fancy... Yeah, I think it really depends on the scenario, but... Yeah, dude, once we actually start... once we actually get the ball rolling, huh? All that removal actually came in handy too, which is wild. When it comes time, we're going to gain a ton of life back with the March, so all the extra draw that we're getting with Arena is just so disgusting right now. Virtue of Persistence is ready too, if we want to start grabbing cards every turn. Okay, Ossification takes that Lord Xander. Easy peasy. That stops the Apprentice Folly from copying that Lord Xander next turn. So 4 mana open. Kayla's Command. Okay. Gonna swing at that Eternal Wanderer? Yes. That gets the double strike, so that actually takes care of it. So yeah, they easily cleaned up the Breach the Multiverse. Everything. Everything from the Breach they cleaned up pretty easily there. Virtue of Persistence. Okay. So if we go X is 4, get rid of the Arena in hand, then we still have... I guess we should clean up their board state too. But I kind of sort of just want to play the Sheoldred. Or the Sol'kanar. I'm going Sol'kanar, actually. And we can gain some life off of that, and what we can end up doing too, while we're here, right? Gain some life off of Virtue since we have that extra mana. And save the card draw for while our Sheoldred's on the board too. I'm back up to 14, guys. The opponent's going down to 30. We're almost there. Lay down arms. No, our Sol'kanar. They get a great swing here. Luckily, we've been gaining so much life. We now have significant card advantage. Can the opponent still pull this off? Yeah, I think so. I think this is still technically anyone's game, but GG opponent. Yeah, I was going to say, but with all this card advantage and the Phyrexian Arena continuously giving us more and more, then it was only a matter of time until we could actually get into a position there. They put up one heck of a fight, dude, after that breach. After that breach, I thought that was going to be when we start setting up like crazy, but nah, they cleaned that up very effectively. The Lord Xander discard too is really good. That was sick, dude. That was awesome. The opponents, both of them bringing 2 absolutely terrifying builds to the table. That first Dimir control looked disgusting on so many levels, dude. If we were playing like anything, that would have been awful to go up against, you know what I mean? And it's kind of true for mono white mid-range too. That can be a disgusting build. I mean, we saw how much removal they ended up having there, right? So, it looks like, okay, 15 seconds. Looks like the matches are taking a little bit longer today, so instead of just rambling straight through to the next game, maybe I'll end up pausing while waiting for the next one. We'll see, we'll see. Lich Knight's Conquest in hand. Opponent goes first. Oh no. Breach the Multiverse on the top. Okay. This could be very risky. Let's give it a shot, huh? Okay, more land. At this point, I'm not even mad to see it, dude. Yeah, we showcased how we really want that 7 when it comes time. It's gonna be more mono white mid range maybe. That'd be weird. Oh. Okay, well there's their way to keep their hand nice and stocked. Only this time, yeah, we don't have. I don't know if Rowan's going to survive, but yeah, this time we don't have our way to keep our hand stocked. So if this is mono white mid-range, this might be their revenge, right? With the welcome, we can only imagine, yeah, okay, a wedding announcement style mono white mid-range again. So keep their hand nice and stocked, go a little bit wide here. Guys, Rowan's on the board. Do I have enough ramp to go into Breach for the turn? Go 1, 2, tap for 2. That's only 6 mana. Oh man, we could go like March. That's a little funny. No, I'm just gonna swing. And we'll have enough mana next turn for Breach if Rowan survives next turn. So that's kind of my fault for not playing more Pain lands early on here. Right? Instead of the Backwater, we could have played another Pain land and having the 3 out there. That would have been enough for the Breach for the turn. So yeah, we'll see if Rowan survives by some miracle. Spirited Companion. Guys, Rowan might survive. I'm guessing there's going to be a Plains drop. It's a lot of cards in hand, if not. Candle Trap just stops the attack. We still have that Rowan ability, right? I think so. Love the Candle Trap addition though, opponent. And it actually becomes super easy to get that bottom Coven too, depending on the build, so. Let's gain a little bit here. 1, 2, 3 with March. Submit 0. And take out just like one of these, I guess. Auto pay. 4. Yes. They gave us a little dialogue there. I guess they wanted us to double check. Well, either way, got another March. That's good news. It's Breach for the turn, isn't it? Ow, my face. Ow, my face. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 off of the Rowan tap. So we could go Breach that way, or we could take more damage and have 1 open for the March? Do we really need that? That seems excessive for no reason. I mean, we have the 1 open for the March now. I guess we could use it since it costs 3 less, so X is 3. We hit nothing in the opponent's grave. Oh no, guys. Oh, Lord Xander. Etali's really good. But that Lord Xander could have them discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they discard 3. Oh, bro, I don't even know. Let's not forget we have Lich Knight's Conquest in hand, too. Let's go Lord Xander. That's a fun pick. That's a pretty fun pick, dude. We could go X is 3 on the March, or we could save it for another thing. Another time. Oh, Lich Knight's Conquest, we actually don't have anything on the board to sacrifice. No artifacts, no enchantments, no tokens either, so. Ooh, Catilda. Ooh, okay. So if we... I guess we can save this. I guess we should save it. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So we didn't need to take the extra damage. We could have just full tapped there, but... I mean, technically it's still open since we can exile. Go Restoration. Oh yeah, guys, where's their land? Well, they found their 4th off the Restoration at least, but wow. Not seeing it for that long is pretty unlucky, I would say. So, yeah, hopefully they find land for the rest of the game so we have an even match here. There's our enchantment if we want to sacrifice that to the Lich Knight's Conquest, I suppose. Probably not like the greatest thing to sacrifice, and I'd very much like to hit more than one creature, but the Etali's pretty good. Down to 33 cards. You can't swing with that. Alright, let's see what they end up doing to this Lord Xander. Down to 17 cards in the deck. We could also go Abandoned Mire, try to find something else to play that way. Abandoned Mire is technically colorless, right? Right? Okay, they end up taking this. Alright, let's just get... I guess we should... How do we do this? I guess we go like this to make the Phyrexian Arena cost 1 less, since this is just a blocker. We don't really mind that too much. No, it's still 3. I'm sorry about that, guys. That's one of those things, man. That's just one of those things. Like, I should have thought it through, but even while I was thinking it through, I wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, that just comes with practice for me, unfortunately, sometimes. Oh, man. Yeah, a little bit of extra card draw. We're not too concerned about our life right now. If anything, we just have to survive until the opponent decks themselves off of the welcome, or maybe we'll get another swing with Lord Xander, but I highly doubt that. Okay, Spirited Companion. Yeah, the one of Lich Knight's Conquest, not doing too much this game, unfortunately. We're just not seeing a lot of our other... Like, there is a lot of stuff that we can actually sacrifice to it, but not this time round. Yeah, if we make something cheaper in our hand, like a Phyrexian Arena, then we want to be able to play out other cheap stuff first, and then, like, it's just a little bonus that this is cheaper. You don't want to make it 1 cheaper by taking 1 damage without playing other cards in your hand that turn too, you know? Go for land off of Restoration. How unlucky is the opponent getting if they can't find removal for this Lord Xander, right? And, like, they didn't see land for all those turns, too. I don't know how many all those turns is, but I wasn't really paying attention. They might have only missed it once. Oh, there it is. Okay, nice. We might still want to do... Oh! That is not exile removal. Sacrifices half the non-land permanents they control rounded down. Oh my! Lord Xander really doing a thing here. Yeah, something like Ossification would have been excellent. Rowan still can't swing. They go for the attack. We're probably going to go Abandoned Mire here. Let's do this. See what we see. Grab something good, huh? Sul'kanar is probably the grab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana on the board, but Rowan helps us ramp regardless, so maybe it's just Lord Xander again. That's pretty gross, dude. All of these is pretty gross, but, like, yeah, just bring that back. See what we draw. I feel like we're getting a little lucky, though, overall. We also found our 7th. Not going to play the Pain Land this time. All right, so we're going to do 2 things this turn, or this time round. We're going to make everything 4 cheaper. 5 cheaper, actually. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Can I undo 1? 4 cheaper, there we go, because we took 1 from the Phyrexian Arena too. So now we have a 3 mana Xander. We have a 1 mana Lich Knight's Conquest, which will sacrifice the Arena too, and we'll bring back the Etali. Hopefully they don't wipe our board. Maybe I should wait. Dude, this Lord Xander is just picking them apart, though. They really need to find some exile removal for it. Yeah, I'm gonna go Conquest and bring back that Etali. Sol'kanar could be really good too, though. But yeah, it's Etali. Maybe we'll hit another Sol'kanar off of the Etali, right? Borrowed Time Sheoldred. Oh my. Probably their card draw, I would say, at this point, is probably the best thing. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the March. Lots to think about with this one, guys. I'm doing it all now. Gain all that life back. Yeah, while it cost significantly cheaper, Our board is stacked, dude. Best thing the opponent could do is wipe it, which I should be very scared about. But if it's not exile, then Lord Xander might be a problem for them again. Although it's non-land, right? Yeah, half the non-land permanent, so they'd just get rid of probably Wedding Festivity. Very well might be a Sunfall style deck, and we have to remember all we're in this for now is survival. Circle of Confinement, yep. Okay. No ossification in the grave. Hollowed Haunting. Okay, this is a cool build, opponent. Hey, GG. GG. That was not your typical mono-white mid-range by any means. That was a mono-white enchantment mid-range, right? Very cool. Yeah, at some point we start to spiral a little bit out of control, which is kind of what we're trying to do in mid-range builds anyways, right? So it seems to be working fine. Some slow turns and definitely some stuff to think about too. Kind of wish I would have practiced. I apologize. Apologize, guys. When you're looking at certain mid-range decks, you're like, oh no, this one's going to be really tough to pilot. And then some of them you're like, oh yeah, this is a pretty straightforward one. And that's kind of what I was thinking with this one. Unfortunately, they all end up being a little tricky sometimes, don't they? Yeah, I think this is great. I think this is great, dude. Early removal, we got that Rowan. The fact that Rowan was able to stay on that board was pretty gross too, wasn't it? Because of that candle trap. Okay. We're gonna set up the Painlands right now. Spirited Companion, really? Oh no, there's blue over there this time. Yeah, we're not gonna go for the throat that. Guess it's my turn. Xander's Lounge. I mean, while they're tapped out... Oh man, I don't know. Arena's probably better while they're tapped out, huh? I'm gonna take that extra pain. No, I shouldn't. We're gonna get that arena down. An enchantment should be a little bit difficult for Azorius to get rid of, so... Aether Channeler. Well, they can return that to our hand. Luckily, we get a chance to play it again next turn, though, so no big deal. Just a little bit of a tempo play from the opponent there. And we get a chance to get the Xander's Lounge down tapped, ready to go. Hopefully start drawing off that arena this time round. Sul'kanar was a terrific draw, dude. But at some point, yeah, the opponent's going to keep open mana instead of playing creatures. So now we have to decide, what do we want to slam down into a counter spell? Oh, it's going to be Azorius Blink, or like ETBs and stuff. This is going to be fun. Yeah, this is, apparently it's Twining Twins, not Twinning Twins. Last time I played with this, I called it Twinning Twins, which is pretty funny. Etali, yeah, since they blinked that, they bounced the arena back to hand again. They have 2 mana open, which is super unfortunate. So unfortunately, yeah, dude, we're going to have to play around to make disappear for sure for this turn. Now I don't want to run that Rowan down into this. Alright, let's give it a shot. I still think Arena might be a better card to have against this deck. Rowan lands could be spot removal. We have to go for the throat open. Plenty of mana, which is excellent. See what they end up doing on their turn. Definitely just keep that open. I'm okay with them untapping this time, especially if they just like end up countering the go for the throat. If we get a chance to play something better next turn, then that could be huge. They might just try playing the Twining Twins, which has that ward 1, so it does get around the go for the throat, but... Okay, ossification for the Rowan. Stops the ramp, but we still have plenty of mana, luckily. We have 3 open. I'm going to take out that Channeler. See what they end up doing here. I can imagine it's protection, but again, any amount of mana they tap down now means we have a good chance of actually landing something next turn. And like a Sol'kanar and stuff. Okay, they still have 1 mana open here, unfortunately. Full deck opponent. What on earth, dude? Drawing a card off the channeler. Wow, we're gonna have the 7 for the Etali when it comes time too. Alright, it's gotta be Sol'kanar. I don't know what would be that 1 mana. It could be like a Fading Hope, I guess. No, going right to the end. Drawing a card could be good. Getting that channeler off the board finally could be good. Life gain, all of it. Literally all of it could be fine. I'm gonna go for taking care of that channeler though. Nice, no protection for it either. Okay, nice. That card is out of here. They got a lot of value off of that 1 card. Obscura Storefront. It's probably gonna be this Twining Twins for the turn, right? They'll still have a blue and a white open. No, touch. They're gonna touch the Spirit Realm for Sol'kanar. 2 mana open, 3 cards in hand. Come on, opponent, spend that mana. Spend that mana. Come on. Ah, okay. I don't think Etali lands then. Ooh, Rowan's a great draw. Let's start with the arena. See what happens. See what sticks. I really highly doubt that Etali lands, you know what I mean? Okay, arena's on the board. Let's see if that Rowan can stick around for a turn. Rowan's on the board. Is it going to be some spot removal for it? Could be like the Swift Spiral. I don't know if they let these. I should have anticipated Elesh Norn. That cancels out the Etali's ability, guys. We need to find removal now. Luckily, we're drawing extra from the arena. Arena number 2. Go for the throat. Oh my goodness, dude. Okay. They still have 2 mana open, unfortunately, but 1, 2. All right, so we want things to be a little bit cheaper here with the Rowan's ability, right? We'll go you, 3 cheaper. That's 1 mana for Go for the Throat, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana for the Etali. So I guess we got to keep going, right? Right? Am I doing this right? You know what? Does it even matter? Let's take maximum amount of damage. 4 cheaper for everything. That way we can play as much as possible here. Attempt to take care of the Elesh Norn before playing the 3 mana Etali. Protection for the Elesh Norn. Turn to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Guys, it is off this board while this Etali slams down. Let's do this, dude. 3 mana Etali. We still have the mana open for arena number 2. Aether Channeler and Lord Skitter. Nothing terrific, but also not half bad, dude, I would say. Maybe draw a card. Keep our hand stocked. That's Sol'kanar. They could just pick something else up with the Touch the Spirit Realm if that's the case. Actually, Sol'kanar's just better to get back for the turn, isn't it? I'm doing that. It might be crazy. Because they can just pick up the Etali, but like at the same time, you know what I mean? Hopefully they don't have a board wipe. Let's go ahead, take care of that Aether Channeler in their grave. I guess that's fine. Gain some life here, or take care of the Spirited Companion. Or draw. I don't think we need to worry about our life yet. So let's take care of the Spirited Companion with the 3, while there's something on the board to take care of without them having protection. So Touch the Spirit Realm hits the Etali. So now if we find a way to deal with the Touch the Spirit Realm, we'll get the Etali back. But now we still have to deal with... Guys, they get the ability twice because of Elesh Norn coming back. Crap, dude. Yeah, that's ETBs in general, not just... That's not just ETBs from creatures. Okay, well, we're in trouble and it's my fault. 100% my fault. Sheoldred. Etali. Oh my goodness, dude, we're drawing so well. I'm gonna die though. This Elesh Norn is such a problem, dude, because Etali is so essential. We're gonna be forced to block next turn. We can't block in the air. the twining twins, guys. We're in trouble, man. Crucible. Is there any way for me to draw this turn? No, I don't think so. All right. I feel like this one was 100% my fault. Don't blame the deck here, guys. 2 mana Etali's sick, though. 2 mana Sheoldred, too, all in the same turn. But we unfortunately, we just can't get past the flying. So, yeah. Rough stuff, dude. Ah, what could I have done? Hey, good game, yes. Good game, opponent. So not bouncing the Touch the Spirit Realm, first of all. That could have, because we could have blocked the Elish Norn's attack with the Etali on the ground, unless they found different removal. I don't know. I don't know. That's one I'm gonna have to go back and watch again. For sure. See exactly where my mistakes were. We got a new pack, guys. Let's go ahead and crack that pack for the end of the video here. The Iron Crag, nice. I think that's my 3rd one. I don't know how many decks actually want 3 of them. Maybe it's my 4th. Because I know I had 2. Yeah, that's my 3. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how many decks want 3 of those, but you never know, right? Something might come up. Here's the deck list again, guys. Wow. This was interesting. Interesting to say the very least, right? Every synergy in here kind of got pieced together in the wrong order in those games. Like, that's kind of what it felt like, at least, right? I'd say, like, we have a lineup that we would like to take, but we never took any of those lineups. Mostly it came down to actually just casting out the 7 mana cards and stuff like that. But we did get to ramp with Ronan quite often today, and kind of was like tricking my brain a little bit. It was messing with me, like actually tapping down those lands and then tapping down Rowan, because obviously you get to keep the mana that you're tapping the pain lands for too. So it's a lot of little things to calculate in there. And then when you are doing that with the Rowan, then it's always best to play multiple cards on the turns that you're tapping down that Rowan with, right? Which is why like all the extra card draw and stuff off the arena was so essential. Does that mean we want 4 arenas? Maybe, dude. I feel like this card was an MVP today easily. I would have loved to see more Collector's Vault. We have all 4 of them packed in here, so that does mean I believed it to be an essential piece of the puzzle. To help us out significantly, but we just didn't get to see it, and when we did, it got countered by the opponents. Speaking of counters and stuff, man, whew, there's a lot of blue floating about, and blue is brutal. Not mono blue, but you guys know what I mean, just blue in general, a lot of counter spells. Really neat decks from the opponents today, not a lot of like just like straight up meta builds. We saw a good variety, well, kind of, sort of, right? Not a good variety in like the colors being played, but like a good variety of different builds, I would say. Which also made it quite difficult and having a lot of tough decisions. So I apologize, guys. Next time we return to Rowan, I'll have to do my dandiest to do a little better. Prentice's Folly, just like, again, when we actually got a board state that we wanted to have with Apprentice's Folly, we never saw the Apprentice's Folly. So really just felt like all the synergies were out of order, and that very well might be the way I put the deck together. So should we call it jank? Yeah, probably. However, dude, where's Grixis, huh? There are so many just absolutely terrific Grixis cards. Even like if you scale this down a little bit and you're not trying to do the fancy thing, maybe you just have like a couple 7-drops or something, like this Sol'kanar seems like a must deal with threat from the opponents. And then of course, they were able to successfully deal with it most of the time, but it's must deal with, right? Because it's a tricky beast. Now they deal with it, which means that we don't ever have to exile it and give it to them either, but it's the same concept. If you get to keep this around for a couple turns, you probably are generating enough to win at that point. And again, this would have been such a sick one to copy with the Apprentice's Folly. Okay, what would I do for the build? I would drop an Apprentice's Folly down to 2 and go up that 4th arena. I don't know if I would change too much else, guys. I feel like a lot of the trouble we were having was also just my fault. So I wouldn't blame the deck. So I don't know. I guess we should probably say put it on the do not craft list. It's pretty expensive. The mana base is expensive, and a lot of the cards in here are mythic too. However, if you got the cards for this one, give it a shot. Get back to me. Let me know. How did it do? Did it do better for you? Were you able to pilot it much more effectively than I was as well? Definitely let me know in the comments. I'm interested because it's a pretty neat build, isn't it? I like it. Lord Xander, huh? What a sick top end, dude. This actually did a lot today, and I'm pleased by that because overall, you look at Lord Xander and then you look at something like even Toxrill, right? Like Toxrill just seems like it's going to be so much better overall. And it probably is, but like the effectiveness that Lord Xander, like that discarding half the hand for mono white mid-range always knows how to keep their hand nice and stocked, and them just having to discard like 3 to 4 cards is disgusting, bro. So that's cool. That's cool. Then them not finding that in that one match, they didn't find exile removal for it either, so they had to sacrifice half their non-land permanents. So that was sick, dude. I like the one of Lord Xander a lot. I wouldn't drop that by any means. The amount of removal seemed fine. I do think we might actually have a good chance of surviving against a super aggressive deck like Mono Red for a little bit. I don't think that, I mean, yeah, I think this actually would successfully do the mid-range thing against Mono Red and survive long enough to actually get a board state established. So that's interesting. That would have been something I really would have liked to test out. And the reason I think it would survive, of course, is because the life gain from like March and the Virtue and everything. So yeah, drop an Apprentice's Folly and potentially go up a 4th Phyrexian Arena, but it does depend what you're seeing. If you see a lot more decks that you just constantly need removal, or maybe more life gain, then a 4th March of the Wretched Sorrow could be sick too. I think the 3 of is probably where we want it with this, but I do know a lot of people who run 4 Go for the Throats in their build, so maybe that's what you want to do instead. Because the 3 arenas could potentially still be fine. It was just such an MVP today and so important in general that I do think it's going to be an excellent one to have 4 of in here. I still like the one of Lord Skitter. We didn't get to see it do too much today. Yeah, overall, sweet deck, guys. Really cool. I wish I could have played it out better for you. Either way, though, yeah, I hope you guys had just as much fun today as I had, and oh, hey, you made it this far into the video, too. Y'all are champions for real. I will see you in the next video.